Hi and good morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you get to see this video. I'm Davina Lang. I live in Alabama, and I have been on an adventure to repair my health. For a while, I was suffering from inflammation, joint pain, memory fog, generalized fatigue, just not feeling like myself. I guess it had been probably 10 or 15 years. I just haven't felt like I thought I should. And I had kind of resolved that that was going to be my new norm, which I was not happy about. I tried the whole vegan lifestyle. I had watched some videos of the process of killing those animals, and I was just really saddened by that. So I think, well, maybe the Lord's just leading me to go vegan. So I went that lifestyle for just a little bit, but I was so fatigued and it just did not work for me. So then I had even more inflammation and had even more joint pain. And so I researched a little bit more, and I left alone the vegetables that were inflammatory. And then I incorporated some meat that was kind of lean, because I was always in the mindset of fat will make you fat. So I incorporated the lean meats. And so I was eating certain vegetables and I was eating lean meats, and I was still fatigued, but then I was still having some joint issues. Didn't know why the joint issues were there. I did have less abdominal bloating, but I was still suffering from abdominal bloating. I then went to see my primary care doctor at the time, and they were concerned I might have been developing RA. So I went to, well, they drew some blood and some of my inflammatory markers were up. So they're like, oh, let's go send you to a rheumatologist. So I went to a rheumatologist, and they drew some more blood and said, well, yeah, it looks like your RA factors are a little bit elevated. So we just suggest that you go ahead and start treatment right away. So of course, treatment right away meant take some medication that's probably going to damage other things, but at least your joint pain to be a little bit better. I didn't do that. I was nervous about that. So I started looking more into methods of healing and methods of fixing some autoimmune issues. And I tried juicing. Now, when I went juicing, I went hard. I would go get 10, 20 pounds of apples at a time, 10, 20 pounds of carrots at a time from a natural food store. And I would juice those, and I would juice and juice and juice, and I would drink a gallon of juice a day. Now, I can tell you, my skin tone was actually pretty good because it was kind of a brassy look from all the carrots. And my joint pain did subside. So I experimented with that for a little while. Surprisingly, I didn't gain weight. But then it got to be so expensive, I kind of fell off the bandwagon with that and just kind of went back to eating lean meats and vegetables. And that's where my fatigue came back in. So anyway, I digress. Over the last few years, I've been a nurse practitioner in the ER, and we have free food given to us from the doc lounge. That food is so unhealthy. I'm sorry, but it is. It's good old country food. I'm talking food like you would find at a Thanksgiving dinner or a Christmas dinner, or what they call like a church reunion where all the old members came and they bring their big old buttery dish of cheesy whatever. That's what is offered. But I was like, well, I got to save money. I need to be a steward. So I ate that. Well, then I gained about 15, 20 pounds and felt horrible. Abdominal bloating came back, joint pain, swelling, erythema came back, and to the point where I was having to wear a wrist brace a lot of times just so I could sleep. I couldn't get outside and do yard work like I used to. I would do it because that's just what I do. But doing things that I used to could do would then create shoulder pain, elbow pain, and like I said, my wrist would swell so bad. So it was kind of depressing. I just felt really defeated. So I went into the mindset that I just needed to clean my diet up. And that was when I stumbled along the carnivore videos from Dr. Ken Berry, Dr. Chafee, so many others that, and I don't put them above a lot of the other physicians, but they're just the two that came to mind. But I saw a lot of videos that I really liked, and it was very informative, and it made a whole lot of sense because I inherently have always felt like I should eat that way. And I started. And I'm going to tell you, I have never felt better. Now, that being said, I am 52, so I'm pretty sure when I was 13, I might have felt better. But I feel phenomenal. I'm talking, I sleep soundly. I wake up refreshed. I am clear. My thinking is clear. The clarity that I have now is unreal. Before, I didn't realize I was in such a fog, but I was in a fog. But now I feel so good. I have an inner peace, if that makes any sense. Like, I never suffered from real anxiety unless it was provoked by me, if I got too much in debt or I did something stupid. But other than that, I never really suffered from anxiety. And so the inner peace that I have is actually very calming. So I wondered if I did have some form of anxiety that was from the food I was eating, the preservatives and things like that. Now, well, I can say since January, which this is June, mid-June. So since January, I have been eating more of the low carb, mostly meats type of diet. Holidays would come around, I'd eat things like that. I'd have the grandkids over and I would eat a little junk. But I have noticed such a change in me if I eat that stuff. And I'll be honest, I was kind of depressed for a couple of days after the last time I had my grandkids, and I had gotten them pizzas because they like pizza. I had gotten them some ice creams because they like ice cream. And, you know, grandmothers, we want to be loved. But I felt so bad after I ate that stuff. And it hit me. It was almost like a conviction that I was giving that to my grandkids. And I even talked to my daughter about it. I said, this just does not seem right. Like I felt like a drug pusher. So I did tell her, be ready. The next time they come here, I'm not going to have all that junk. I'm not going to make them just eat meat. But what they will eat will be wholesome. And there won't be any of that stuff. I may have some fruit. But other than that, nada. That being said, I feel so much better eating the carnivore lifestyle. I don't have to try to fast. I fast naturally because I'll get up and I do drink coffee. I'll drink some coffee. I don't put anything in it other than butter, but I'll drink some coffee. I drink my coffee. I'm not hungry again until 1 or 2, sometimes 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then depending on how hungry I am when I go ahead and eat, I may eat just that one time. And then I don't eat. Well, I kind of got to thinking, I do that every once in a while. I usually will try to eat around 1 and then try to eat again around 5. My shifts in the ER flip-flop, so we have so many shifts we have to cover and nothing is consistent. So I have to change my eating window sometimes to fluctuate with that. But other than that, I basically fast around anywhere between 16 and 22 hours a day, and I feel great. So if anybody wants to try this carnivore or ketovore, just kind of like carnivore with a few berries or something here and there, to where you honestly can't say all you eat is meat, I would suggest it. And I am in the process of obtaining my certificate with the Primal Health Institute for health coaching. So if any of you guys have any questions for me, please let me know. If I don't know the answer, then I'll help you research and we'll get the answer. Because just because I'm eating a certain way and I feel great does not mean I'm all-knowing. I have a lot to learn. So let's just learn together. Let me know if I can help you. Until next time.